The Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're
Nope, it's not on. It's the codec.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Keith Whitman here at Lindale. To my left is Bret. He's joining me tonight. It's Little League night here in Lindale. Bret, it's an exciting night here in Lindale for some baseball.
Yeah, it's a nice complex here in Lindale, Keith. I mean, it's a good facility. I like the way we're kind of sitting above the field. Kind of nice. I feel like I'm in almost like a basketball gym, kind of sitting above it.
Yeah, we're kind of elevated over. We can kind of see kind of over the home plate here. So it is a nice facility here.
And both uniforms looking sharp for both teams. You got the pinstripes against like the Royals look. I mean, this is going to be a great night for baseball. As long as we can avoid the rain here.
Yeah, it is kind of coming in. We are supposed to get rain, but hopefully it'll stay away from us here. Otherwise, it's a nice, cool night. Wind blowing in kind of at our right field. So hopefully it will blow over us and it won't be too bad. We've got starting lineups going on right now, and I'll give you the Chapel Hill starting lineup. Starting out is Austin Vega, number 1. Batting second is Chandler Lawson. This is for Chapel Hill. Malcolm Pasama is batting third. Ethan Mendez is our 4th batter. Riley Underwood after that. Jackson Cummings. Then Connor Griffin. The designated hitter is Mason Beck. And Logan Ray is the 9th batter. In the outfield on the mound for the Bulldogs is Austin Vega. Behind the plate, Logan Ray. First baseman is Ethan Mendez. Malcolm Pasama at second. Shortstop is Connor Griffin. Riley Underwood at third. And in the outfield from left to right is Tyler Wedgeworth. In center field, Jackson Cummings. And in right field, Chandler Lawson. And for the Lindale Eagles, the home. So it's about time for baseball here, Bret, in Lindale, and it's going to be hopefully a good matchup here. These two teams met a couple of days ago, and honestly, wasn't pretty.
Hey, I got some keys to the game. I'm gonna give a Corey shout out. Shout out to, Corey.
He's the keys to the game guy.
I'm gonna go with some keys to tonight's game. Talking with some people around for Chapel Hill, they have trouble scoring this year. So the key to the game is pitching. Austin Vega is going to have to come out and pitch exceptional tonight and get some good help behind him. Of course, Lindale's also going out their ace. So Chapel Hill's got to play good defense and got to put some offense in the board. Number 2 for Chapel Hill. For Lindale, keep doing what you did last game, because obviously you win 14-0.
Right.
I mean, and they also beat Brownsboro the game before. Talked to Coach too. That's when they get to wear the nice unis.
Right.
They have to be going for a sweep for the week.
Oh, that's nice.
They have to get to bring those out. So it's a special occasion.
Right.
So those are kind of some keys for tonight's game from my perspective here. I got my coach's hat on tonight.
Well, there you go.
I'm going to be Corey Marshall Jr. Try to provide a little laughter for the broadcast.
Well, that's good, and I'll tell you, I'm used to doing this by myself, so interject anytime you want. I'll try to throw it over to you sometime.
Oh, you're good.
But we'll get it. And going back to Austin Vega, Vega has a 2.33 ERA, excuse me. And yeah, he's going to have to come out there and he's going to have to throw hard. He's going to have to throw well for Chapel Hill to be in this game.
We also talked about injury for Chapel Hill.
Yes.
Jesse James going out injured.
Yes.
So you got to have someone step up, fill his shoes.
Yeah, and they had to move some players. Pasama is usually your first baseman. He had to move over to second and take that spot for that injured player, and it's kind of moved things around. So, yeah, Chapel Hill's had to adjust. They have the ability to play. They just have to step up and get out of their head and start to play the game.
Yeah, should be a good one here. These two teams, rivals in other sports.
Right.
But
and they're good athletes. It's not, So we're going to start things off here as Austin Vega, the man that we were just talking about, is going to step in to the batter's box as LeGros stares him down, and we're going to get things started.
Nice little chatter in the crowd too, Keith.
It is a nice crowd here for both sides. Here's the pitch on the outside. Kind of got away from LeGros there.
And I'll say, not in the dirt or the grass, the turf. Nice infield turf.
Well, if I remember correctly, and I think the last time, I believe Kyle was out here a couple of weeks ago, that's going to be high for ball 2. This is a multi-dimensional turf-type field.
Yeah, you got the grass out in the outfield, keeps a natural look to it, and it's got the turf in the infield.
Right.
Ooh, that's a pitch.
And that's going to be a ball. It looked to me on the high outside corner, but I guess it's going to be too far out. And
umpire's got a tight zone tonight.
Yeah, he does. So that's going to be ball 3. So 3-0. And that one is down the pipe for a strike. And I think LeGros just got frustrated and just brought the heat.
Oh, it popped, definitely. I could hear it.
So LeGros ready. Here's the pitch. And that one, that looked to me good. So the strike zone for this umpire is going to be very small seeming, a little tight.
So Vega's going to try to help himself early, gets on base.
Yeah. So early in this game, the Bulldogs have a runner on first for Chandler Lawson to step up and see what he can do for the Bulldogs. So LeGros looks over at first, makes sure Vega, and Lawson squares around, throw. And Keith gets over to first base as Wagner grabs it for out number 1. But the sacrifice bunt works to perfection and moves Vega to second base. And not a bad little start. You get runner on first, you move him into scoring position already for your big hitter, Malcolm Pasama. So 1 away for Pasama, runner in second for scoring position. And LeGros gets the sign, checks the runner at second.
Yeah, Vega, pretty good lead there at second.
Yeah. And I've noticed actually in this league, especially with in this district really, but really in doing baseball games, they do take very big leads off second base. So they're not scared to get out there and kind of challenge these pitchers. That's going to be low, kind of bounced in front of home plate for ball number 2.
Yeah, so far, LeGros struggled throwing strikes here early.
Yeah, it might be a little hyped up. It is a big game. It's towards the end of the season. Playoff is being talked about right now, especially for Lindale. So, little energy going in. That's going to be inside, and it's a pass ball as Keith's looking for it, and Vega will take advantage of the confusion and head on over to third base.
So Pasama trying to get this team fired up here.
He really is, and actually you can feel the energy from the dugout over the right side over here for Bulldogs.
Question, Keith.
Yes.
3-0. It's a take pitch, right?
It's obviously a take pitch. You always there's courtesies in baseball.
Do you ever swing at a 3-0 pitch?
And you're logically and when you look at it, no.
Especially the way he's throwing right now.
Right.
I mean,
you want to look at all the things, but actually mainly no. You want to take it because you assume it's going to be a ball. You assume he's going to be pushing it. He's going to try to throw hard, and he does. He throws it down the pipe. But you have nothing to lose. It's one of those situations where it's a no-lose situation.
This is the hard one to me.
Right.
The 3-1 pitch.
But you're still ahead in the count.
You're still ahead, but
so you can do both. And this is one of the ones, in my opinion, when I was playing baseball, you swing as hard as you can, just like he did.
He did. Good call.
So what do you do in that is with a 3-1 count, you swing for the fences because you know he's going to be trying to go for a strike because if he throws a ball, you walk. Yeah. So you swing for the fences, and Pasama did that. So 3-2 the count, and it's full. Now you got to get your head in the game. Here's the pitch. It's going to be low, ball 4, and runners at the corners for the Bulldogs. So early in the game, the Eagles find themselves in a little bit of a hole with 1 out and runners at the corners for the Bulldogs.
So here's the thing where you've got a free base. do you risk stealing the base and take it? Because you don't think Lindale's going to throw it to second. So, or they could cut it off.
It depends. Miles Keith has a pretty good arm. Miles Keith, I've seen a few times when I've done Lindale games. He can throw you down.
He's kin to another Keith that's a pretty good basketball player too.
I believe so.
His sister, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a hit. It's going to go over. Powell chunks it over, tries to go for the double play, not in time, and a run goes home. So they do get Pasama at second, but one thing the Bulldogs get is the early lead in this ball game.
Yeah, and like I said, we talked about it. Getting runs has been a problem for Chapel Hill, so getting off to an early start is very important.
And it's a good, and like I said earlier, it's about your headspace. It's about not overthinking. Now they're in there, and they're good to go. So Riley Underwood steps in, takes that one, and that goes underneath Keith.
Another pass ball.
Yep. And so Mendez takes advantage and advances on to second.
Do you think they could be? I mean, it's a big crowd tonight. Could it be nerve? You got the little leaguers watching and all this. I mean,
maybe the Chick-fil-A mascot.
Yeah, it could be distracting.
Chick-fil-A got him. So LeGros looks in, checks the runner at second, and bounces that one again. No. And Mendez goes on the run as Keith throws into second.
He's there.
And the throw was actually in time from Fleming over to Powell, but Powell dropped the ball. So Mendez gets to third base and gets closer to home for the score. So we're going to see. It's going to be 2-0 the count. And as always in this top of the first, Hudson LeGros finds himself behind in the count. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be foul as it goes down,
Ouch.
Straight down.
That one hurt.
Yeah, that popped right.
Shin. That's one of those stingers.
Yeah, that popped right back up at him and hit him right square in the knee or the chin, or not the chin,
turf,
the
Keith,
shin.
is they can't wear off the line. The lines are there.
Right.
In the batter's box.
And that's a high fly ball infield. And Fleming calls some people off, takes about 3 or 4 steps towards the ball and gets out number 3. So a runner is left at third, and 1 run comes across for the Bulldogs. So we're through the top half of the first, and we'll be back. You're watching NETsn. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and we'll be right back.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
Hey guys, we're back here in Lindale. Hey, if you're watching this, and I hope you are, go ahead and look down there, and we have a chat option. Go ahead and chat with us. Let us know that you're watching, where you're watching from, and also let us know what you
Keith,
think.
Let's have a contest.
All right, go ahead.
Who's watching from the farthest away?
Okay.
Like as far away as they are. So let's just see.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
See
I know we've had West Texas, as far as West Texas before. I don't think we've had any out-of-staters yet that I can think of. But anything's possible. So, yeah, let us know where you're watching from. We want to see how, what the farthest away we can get.
We cover Chapel Hill and Lindale a lot for these sports and others. So make sure you definitely go visit. If you're on the YouTube channel, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. That way you won't miss any action like he said, because Lindale, I know for sure you've got at least 3 or 4 games for Lindale.
Oh, yeah.
A big series with Van at the end of the season.
Yeah, we have a big series with Van. So, yeah, I've covered a couple already with Lindale.
And this whole district. So if you're trying to keep up with this district, we got some Brownsboro and Van as well coming up. So check us out.
And we're also hoping to be able to do playoffs as well for this district. So that's going to be coming up. So we're looking forward to that. But, yeah, go ahead and like, subscribe, and chat with us. And we'll keep an eye on that throughout the game. And also, if I mess up a name or two and you know that I'm messing it up, kindly let me know. And I'll do that.
Let's see if Vega, he got a run for himself in the first inning. Let's see if he can get in himself at the mound.
So Ryan Betts leads things off for the Eagles and hits it, swings on the first. It's a fly ball. And Pasama gets into the right field grass and catches that. So a quick out, 1 pitch, 1 out for the Eagles.
I'd say that's what you want. 3 pitches, 3 outs for Chapel Hill.
Minimal exertion, quick results. So it looks like Miles Keith is going to now get in the batter's box. And Jake Powell on deck. So Vega, quick windup. That's going to be high for ball 1.
Speaking of quick windup, do you like the new pitch count rule in MLB?
Man, I do not. There's too much to it. You got to think too much. These guys.
Shot clock for the. I haven't watched the game yet.
That's a swing. That was kind of a golf swing there by Keith. He was trying to get that one off the ground there.
Evidently, it's good for Kyle's team, because I keep seeing that Tampa Bay keeps winning.
Yeah. Well, they had to have all the help they can get. That's going to be high, and don't tell
Kyle, if Kyle's watching.
Yeah, I didn't mean that.
We love you, Kyle.
So it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
He might be. This is his alma mater play.
Yeah, that is true. And that's going to be hit into right field. And Lawson took two or three steps forward and then had to run back. Kind of misjudged it, but he did recuperate quickly and gets out number 2. So Vega pitching fairly well in his outfield, backing him up. And Jake Powell.
So far, my keys are working.
Yeah.
Keys to the game so
Your
far.
Keys to the game are rocking it out. I guess
defense, pitch well.
Corey is
He's rubbing off.
He's rubbing off on you.
Say that too loud.
Oh, that's inside
ouch.
and also way inside on the ankle.
Hey, he had that protector on it.
Yeah, good thing, and that's probably why right there. He probably gets hit on that ankle pretty well regularly. Jake Powell takes his place at first base, and the cleanup batter, Caden Fleming,
I might have jinxed it though too.
makes his way. Yeah, you should. Yeah, we. I don't know where to knock up here.
Here we go.
Thanks. So Powell's on first, and Fleming steps into the batter's box. Vega from the stretch. Make sure Powell stays where he is, and he chunks that one on the outside. Now, I'll tell you, watching that, he was a little close for a balk on that one. He leaned a little more towards first than I thought, but the umpire's watching him very close.
He's right there.
And here's the pitch. And that one is a well-hit ball into left field. But Wedgeworth is there for the out. So the 2-out runner on first comes to nothing for the Eagles. And they leave one stranded. So no runs for the Eagles in the first. And the Bulldogs lead after 1-0. We'll be right back here in Lindale on NETsn. All right, welcome back with Bret and Keith here in Lindale. It's 1-0 after 1, and we're back with the Bulldogs here.
And we haven't had anybody tell us where they're listening from yet. So
no, nobody's chatted with us yet. We're kind of lonely here, so you got to let us know what's going on. So Jackson Cummings watched the first one go by for a strike. And LeGros finally looks like he may, hopefully in this inning, get a little bit more control. He was a little out on that first one. And yes, he had a good little English on that and put that one right over the plate for strike 2. And I think you and I discussed it in the first. Pardon me. He may have been a little bit nerves, but I don't see nerves right now with those first 2 pitches.
Oh, well.
And that one's going to go in for a ball. That happens. But that was in for a ball. So
I just want to say it. Into the turf.
Into the turf.
It's just so weird.
Yeah. So 1-2 the count for Cummings.
Excuse me, I'm not used to doing baseball. I'm just not used to this turf in baseball. I know you are from
And a fantastic pitch by LeGros as he just hums it by Cummings for strike 3 and out number 1.
You're kind of spoiled with these turf fields, Keith, that these teams will cover. You got Brook Hill, the nice turf facility, and here in Lindale,
yeah,
you got a turf grass fields combo.
And they are nice. And what's really nice is it can rain an hour before the game, and it's pure dry when it gets here at game time. That's a good, nice little slider over for strike number 1. So, yeah, it looks like little LeGros got his groove going here, and could be some trouble. Good hit down the left field line as Griffin rips it down. He's on his way to second, but the throw is there and in time, and Griffin is out. And I don't know if he missed the call. I really didn't see the coach. I don't know if the coach sent him.
What a throw from outfield.
But that was a great throw by Ty McCoy to get it in to second base to Ryan Betts to get the out. I think he hit his cutoff man, Fleming.
Off the bat, though, I thought he at least had double easy.
And it was a great little hit. It actually curved foul, it curved and hit into the foul territory. But a good hit turned into a bad run and an out for the Bulldogs.
And that hurts in these kind of games when you don't have a lot of runs being scored.
And it really does. Mason Beck takes a ball for the first pitch. And a strike for the second one.
You were definitely on the money. Hudson LeGros has really settled down here, and his defense helped him out just a minute ago too. So.
Yeah, and that's a confidence booster in itself, is having that type of situation. That's going to be fouled back out of play for strike number 2. Yeah, that is definitely something that LeGros will have in the back of his head, that he's got a backfield behind him that will help him out. And I don't want to take away from Connor Griffin's hit. That was a fantastic hit.
It was.
That's going to be inside and low, and that'll even the count at 2. Beck looks in. And LeGros from the stretch bounces it in front. And I think, Bret, when he tries to do that, when he bounces it in front like that, I think he's trying to.
He's trying to throw too hard?
I think he may be trying to do some sort of
or a
funky pitch, maybe a curveball or something, and it just gets out of hands. I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to watch.
Ooh,
that one is a nice slider.
That dropped.
And that dropped right off the table, but it was a little too low to start off.
View we got from the outfield, you could really see it drop.
Oh yeah, that's a great camera view right there. You know, if you're watching and you know somebody else that needs to be watching, go ahead and give them a call. Let them know what we are here. That's a hit. And I think it went down and bounced. I couldn't quite tell.
It sounded like it hit the plate.
I think it went straight down and hit the plate.
It had that like thud sound to it.
It did. So Beck stays alive with that foul ball, and the count stays full. Here's the pitch from LeGros, and a good hit, and that's going to be that's fair ball as Wagner.
He stayed with it. It was a nice job by Wagner to stay with it.
Yeah, good job.
Kind of fumbled it at first, but was able to.
Well, it took a funky bounce. It hit and then bounced kind of into his chest. He was waiting for the ground, and he couldn't get his glove up fast enough. But he did a good job, squared in front of it, which is what you're taught in Little League since it's Little League night.
Yep.
And did a good job. So we're through 1.5. No score for the Bulldogs. We're heading to the bottom of the second here in Lindale. You're watching NETsn. We'll be right back. I put your thing on the little tripod, and I found out, I think part of your antennas weren't screwed on tight enough yet. And we're back here in Lindale. Your score is still 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. The Bulldogs went 3 up, 3 down in the top, and Lindale will get their chance here shortly. Bret, how do you think things are going so far here in the game?
It's been a good game. Both teams are playing well. Chapel Hill was able to take advantage of struggles of LeGros in the first inning, got some base runners on. But since then, Lindale settled down, and now they're looking to try to answer back Chapel Hill's run. I mean, honestly, Keith, I'm more frustrated with the fans out there. I just want someone to tell me where they're watching from.
Right. I want y'all chat with us. Let us know what's going on. And invite your friends. Come on now. It's a good game. We're having fun up here. We're funny. Come on now.
We got great camera angles. We got great action here on NETsn.
And we got the designated hitter Carson Plunkett at the plate, and he takes the first pitch for a ball.
We got Tyler Papers, our NETsn correspondent.
Oh yeah.
Ogden at this game, so
it's big money up in here.
You know, if Ogden's at the game, you know it's an important game.
It is, and a good hit. It's going to go past the second baseman as Pasama tries to get it, but it goes just out of reach. And now
nice hit right up
the Eagles have a base runner quickly in this bottom of the second. So a good hit by Plunkett. And Vega asks for another ball. And Caleb Hart is next up for the Eagles. Now I will tell you, Vega has a pretty good pickoff move. He's a left-hander, so he's pretty good throwing over there at first. So we're going to see what he can do here with a speedster like Plunkett on first. That's going to be high and outside and over the glove of Ray.
I can tell you what happened there, Keith. He was worried about the runner. He looked over. It's almost like his fake move. He looked over and then he didn't get his aim back to the plate.
And he did that last time. He kind of leans a little bit, and I think he just kind of came preoccupied, and it just got away from him, and that happens.
So now Lindale with a runner in scoring position here. He's got a chance to get back into the game here.
So we'll see what Hart can do. Here's the pitch, and he squares around for a bunt, and he goes down the first base line as Vega gets it over to Mendez, and the sacrifice bunt once again does exactly what it's supposed to do and puts Plunkett over on third, closer to home. But an out is recorded.
First base camera went out there, so I apologize. Didn't have that one in play.
So Jake Curbo is stepping in.
Number 7, Jake Curbo.
Vega, ready? And a solid hit. That's going to go in left center field and drop right in front of Cummings. And Plunkett will tag up. He stayed there just in case of the catch, and he comes in. And now we have a tie ball game here in Lindale.
Nice hit there. Lindale just not doing anything spectacular, just putting the ball in play.
Well, they're playing small ball. Yeah, they're doing a good job. Ty McCoy now up. And you do a lot better with base hits than you know. I'd rather have everyone hit base hits than one person hit a home run every once in a while. And a steal, and he's in there as Curbo does a good job. He just takes off.
That was a nice jump.
He was right there, and I think that was at the onset. I don't think Vega was thinking about it. He was trying to get focusing on the play at the plate.
The catcher had no chance there. Just a good jump, Curbo.
So Vega ready from the stretch, outside, but a good stop by Ray. Not to let that one get past him. McCoy steps in, and Curbo takes a good lead off of second. And nobody going to go to second, so the pitch is going to come home, and it's going to be high, about helmet level, and that'll be 3 balls to no strikes. So Vega checks over at second, and Curbo, nobody's covering the bag, so the pitch comes home, and that's going to be down low and put McCoy at first base.
Put my coach's hat on, Keith. You might see Coach come out and visit with Vega here soon if he doesn't get another batter.
Yeah. So Luke Wagner So 1 out for the Bulldogs, 2 on. And that one had a little bit of curve on it, but it curved over into the batter's box. out of play there for a ball.
Yeah, I'm looking for maybe a pitcher's visit here soon, Keith, because he's kind of been struggling this inning.
Yeah, I think he's getting flustered, maybe a little frustrated, and they're going to try to make it. He steps off the bag, a good little turn, and they're trying to check to test Curbo over there.
And we're still looking for our first chat tonight. Let's go ahead and chat with us here on NETsn.
And that's going to be high and outside as he released that one.
You're going to make me and Keith feel bad, like no one wants to talk to us.
Yeah, no one wants to. That's, come on now.
Let us know where you're watching the game. I want to see if we got anybody out of state watching tonight, or see where you're watching the game from. It's a good one here on NETsn tonight.
Here's the pitch, and another high for a ball. So 2 on, 1 out, 3 balls, and no strikes to Luke Wagner.
This is a big batter right here for Vega, because let this walk and got the bases loaded here.
Well, and not only that, but you also got the top of the lineup right after that on deck with Ryan Betts. And that's right down the middle.
Nice pitch.
And there's that 3-0 count. What do? You let that
let it go. And
he let that one go.
Good pitch for Vega.
Yeah. And so now you got the 3-1.
Now, are you going to go with your theory again, where is this your?
Actually, in my opinion, I would watch. If I was the coach, I'd say watch it. Let him watch it, especially with the way that Vega's been pitching.
Oh,
and there it is. And
man, that was
that
close.
To me, that was close.
That
was a little close, but again, with the way the pitcher's pitching, that's a toss-up. But I believe the coach made the right call and told him to hold it. And now you got the bases loaded for your speedster at the top of the lineup.
And that's a big point, because he's got speed.
Mm-hmm.
So the double play is going to be tough to pick up. That's what you're trying to get right here.
And not only that, but if you wanted to, and if you were playing the game the way you wanted to play it, you could do the bunt, which also makes the fielder's choice into play. What do you do? Do you force the pitcher to bring it home? Do you force it to go to first? What do you do? And that had a good little turn on it, but it was just a little high. It hung in the air for ball 1.
He's definitely got a tight zone tonight. He's been consistent with that tight zone, though.
And I hope he stays that way. And he's actually been consistent with both teams. So it's not he's not pushing an agenda, so to speak, for one. Here's Vega with the pitch, that's a great one.
Ooh,
a good little curve right into the strike zone there for strike 1, and that makes it 1-1 to Betts.
Got James Square here tonight. Shout out to James for giving us a chat. Thanks for watching, sir. We appreciate you.
And
off the leg.
That one's inside, and he tried to pull up, but didn't work.
My legs hurting from that one, just watching it.
My legs hurt when they run, so that's just me. So we're 1-2. He's shaking it off there, and I guess when you're young, you can do that.
Yeah.
So 1-2 the count. And Vega stares in. High kick and a fly ball, but it's going to be out of play for a foul ball.
This is a big pitch, next pitch for Vega. He's got a chance to put this batter down.
And I tell you what,
any base.
And I will say, either striking him out or force it in your bag, but a strikeout here would be a big thing for Vega on this play. And he has the ability. We've seen that curveball. So Vega stares in, steps off the bag. He didn't like what was coming out of the catcher, and he wanted a different sign. So steps on. Betts in. As you can maybe hear, we got a good crowd here in Lindale. Here's the pitch. No, high over the head of the catcher. But Ray luckily gets the bounce of the backstop.
The padding, boy, this got some spring on it. It's spring loaded. That thing went right back to him.
And they must have a little trampoline action in the brick there.
No, it's got a pad down there, Keith, below us. It's that blue. It's almost like the pad in the gym.
Oh, is it? Okay, I can't see underneath this. So
I guess you got
there it is. I see it there.
On camera. The nice camera view.
Oh, I didn't look at the beautiful camera view that we have out there. Yes. So it bounced right back to the catcher. So no play at the plate, and we're even count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That's going to be another one outside, and now we have a full count. And here is a big play.
Yeah, I said that big pitch
and a big pitch. This is a bigger one.
It's even bigger right
here.
This is one of those pitches that could change the course of this game.
And I see him out there. He's trying to dry his hand. Vega's drying his hand on his pant leg there.
Ooh,
and he's swinging and a miss, and a big strikeout by Austin Vega.
And he put some heat that high.
And he did. That's what they call that high heat. That good old country fastball, if you want to call it that. And he gets 2 outs. And so Miles Keith, the catcher, is going to come in as the bases are still loaded, but now there's 2 outs after a big strikeout by Austin Vega.
Got James here chatting with us too. Keith says, well, I know mound visit, he was struggling. Hey, it worked out. Vega was able to work through it there.
And that's down base. And a force out, and that's a foul ball called by the umpire.
Whew.
And honestly, I don't know about that one. And that's going to be appealed by the coach. See, and I agree. So here's what's going on. The player was in the field of play. He was on the fair side when he caught the ball. The ball had bounced on the fair side before. So I understand the appeal.
That's a big call right there too.
But I think it was bad. In my opinion, it was a bad call. But nobody asked my opinion.
I agree with you. I think it was because we both looked at came right at the base. I thought he stepped on the base, and that should have been the end of the inning.
Yeah, and good play by the player. So but we're back here at the plate.
They'll be 0-1.
And so now we're 1-1.
Man.
And that's got to be a little bit disconcerting for Austin Vega on the mound. He thought he was out, and not only did he think he was out, he thought he was out of it with the bases loaded out of it. So he's got to get his head right, and he's got to get back into this game. Here's a pitch. It's going to be a little high. That was about above the visor of the helmet for ball 2.
That's one of those plays that's tough on the pitcher. You know when you had the play, you thought you were out of the inning, and then have to refocus back on this batter that you thought you were done with.
And, it's really going to show the fortitude of the Bulldogs to really push through and Vega to get this batter out and get through this half inning. It's going to be a high fly ball in the right field. And Pasama is going to roll over into right field himself and take care of business. And the Eagles leave 3 on base, but luckily 1 run does come across for the Eagles this inning. Yep. And we're a tie ball game here through 2 in Lindale. Today, this game is brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics. And we're glad that you're watching with us. Go ahead and chat us up. We got a couple, I believe. We got 1. How many are chatting with us? Just 1?
We got James.
We got James. What's up, James? Thanks for, be like James. Be like James. Chat with us.
What's like be like Mike, be like James.
Right. Be like Mike. Be like James. Chat with us. Hey, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here in Lindale on NETsn.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
All right, we are back. And James, hopefully, is still with us. And we're glad that you're with us as well for a great game. The game is going so great so far. I think it's a 1-1 ball game here. And we're in the 3rd inning. It's going smooth. It's going swift, actually.
There's a lot of great things about this game. It's a great crowd tonight. It's youth night.
Yep.
Chapel Hill brought fans.
A lot of fans. We got a good size fans over there.
Got some nice music playing. The atmosphere is great. We're sitting above the plate. Again, I'm on the Riverson side. I love this view.
Yeah.
We got you hopefully the best views we could possibly give you at home.
Right.
Those aren't able to make it tonight, and man, it's just.
And I will tell you, the wind it's a nice cool breeze. It's actually moved now. It's moving in. From left field straight into us now. It's coming from the east, so it's a nice little cool breeze, so it's not exceedingly hot and muggy and mosquito-y.
Yeah.
And I know that's not a word, but here in East Texas, that is a word, not mosquito-y.
And it's not humid either.
Yes.
It's a nice, cool night. The rain has stayed away, so
yes.
It's just a great night for some
it's
high school baseball.
Yes, very much. And so we have Logan Ray, the catcher, is going to watch his first pitch of the inning go by for a ball as LeGros back still on the mound for the Eagles. And the last inning, he had found his rhythm, and it looks like he still has it as he gets that one for a strike, and it's 1-1.
And James is talking again. He said he's just a baseball fan, guys. So
well, good.
It's a good baseball.
And we're baseball fans, too. And that's a good hit, but it's going to be straight to Mr. Jake Powell as he does a little bunny hop and gets out number 1. Well, James, we're glad you're watching. We enjoy baseball fans. We just enjoy sports fans in general here on NETsn.
If you like sports and you like high school sports in this area, you're in the right place. Go subscribe, like our videos. Like this video tonight. If you're watching, just go ahead and like this one if you like the coverage tonight.
We're back at the top of the lineup for the Bulldogs as Austin Vega watches the first pitch go by for a ball. That was kind of down low. And here's the pitch from LeGros. And that one, whew, it looked good from this angle, but I'm not the umpire, so it's going to be 2 balls and no strikes.
He's consistently being tight.
He really is, and that's all I'm going to say about that. A good swing and cut by Vega, but just couldn't get around fast enough on it, and that'll be his first strike of the at-bat.
Well, Vega scored early in the game. He's looking to try to help himself out again.
Yeah, and that's a good hit into left field. McCoy's back, and he snags the ball, knocks his hat off, but he actually lost the wind. And I'll tell you, the wind gusted right there at the end. If you see the flag,
yeah, it's now blowing
Brett,
a little
you
bit.
see it's blowing. Well, right before I think it got to him, the wind kind of caught it, and he had to kind of change angles and turn, and made a great catch there in left field. That was Ty McCoy. So now Chandler Lawson, number 17, steps in, and we have 2 outs for the Bulldogs.
Ooh.
And that was a ball.
Man,
that's tough. I can't figure out the strike zone yet, and we're in the top of the 3rd.
it's very small. He's making these pitchers work tonight. He must have saw that the 2 aces were going tonight.
And he might be, make those batters work for it a little bit. And we're seeing some good hits. We're seeing some good baseball. Here's the pitch, and that one is in there for a strike. That was about letter high.
James says Blue has a shoebox for a strike zone.
Yes, he does, and that's actually being very courteous there, James, for that. It's more like a engagement ring box. That's a high pop-up fly ball, and Fleming is waving people off as he's out into the left field grass, and he gets that for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down, go the Bulldogs, and the score remains tied at 1 here in the top of the 3rd. We're on to the bottom of the 3rd. Don't go anywhere. You're watching NETsn. We're tied in the bottom of the 3rd at 1, and Jake Powell is stepping in and leading things off for the Eagles. So this was not what I actually expected. I was hoping for it, but I wasn't expecting it here in this ball game.
As Vega comes out and gets that first pitch on the corner,
and he gets a good strike in there.
Start.
And I'm loving this game. This is what I wanted. And another one on the corner, and strike 2, as Vega says, "I'm ready to play. How about you?"
Looking for 3 straight strikes here. Oh.
And tried to force that one. I think he was throwing for that curveball and kind of let it loose a little bit early.
He wanted to chase that one.
Yeah.
He got some pitches to play with.
Yeah, he thought Powell was going to go fishing, and Powell said nope. And there was that curveball. That's what he was trying to get, and he released it a little bit early. And so that one's in there. Count remains 1-2.
Powell did a great job of just fighting that one off because he got fooled on the pitch, but
yeah,
he was able to just get something on it to stay alive.
And you could kind of see a little hesitation right before he swung, which, he was a little behind, which is why it went the direction that it went over to the dugout of the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch. And high, that was a fishing pitch right there. It's going to be high and outside, and that'll even the count at 2. So here's the pitch from Vega. And that one's just going to be a good old fastball down the, hits the outside and a swing and a miss for strike number 3. So 1 away. And Caden Fleming, he's going to step in. And Vega just ready to go. Tries to do that again, gets away from him.
He's kind of got a pep in his step right now.
Yeah, you got to think, he had the bases loaded last inning with only one out, and he came back and pitched out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that gives you that energy and that confidence to come out and say, I'm here, let's play ball.
Ooh,
and a good pop. Did you hear that pop from that catcher's mitt right there? But unfortunately, it was a little high, and we got 2-0 the count.
It's a good pitch, though. I like that high strike. Lindale struggled with that tonight a couple times.
And it's a good pitch to have in your arsenal when it's a little later into the count. I was wrong on the
yeah, I guess that was 4
on the pitch count there.
Walk there.
Yeah. I wasn't aware of that. I guess I was talking and not paying attention.
Yeah,
that was my fault.
Well, he was pitching fast too.
Well, and that's one thing I've noticed about Vega. He's ready to get it done. He doesn't sit and wait. He must be watching the major leagues.
He's got plans later.
Yeah, he does. He's ready. Yeah, he wants to go somewhere, I guess. But he wants to get this win first. And Carson Plunkett is the designated hitter, and he'll be next up on the hit list for Vega. Runner on first, 1 out for the Eagles. And Fleming take a couple of steps.
He's going to make Vega wait. Maybe he's trying to slow Vega down a little bit.
Possibly.
Get him out of rhythm?
I don't know. Vega has a little bit of what they call a quick pitch time, and he's not giving those batters. And oh, yeah, that's a balk. I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
So Vega balks, and Fleming won't have to steal second. He can just take it.
Yeah, Vega wrapped that up and gave him a present there.
Yeah, and he knew it. He kind of patted himself on the chest. My bad. And he wanted to throw him out. So the runner advances to second. Vega's got to shake it off, and he'll bring that pitch in, and he does a good job. It's going to be high, fly ball over behind first base. Mendez, he's underneath it and gets the out. So 2 down. A good job by Mendez to watch it all the way. It goes into foul territory.
That's a big out too, Keith, because now you don't worry about the runner. You just take care of the batter at bay.
You focus on what's in front of you, and that's what Vega needs to do. And actually, he's been kind of doing that the last couple of innings. He hadn't been focused. That last balk was a little bit of a blunder, but he bounced back on it, threw it right down the pipe, and got an out.
Ooh.
And that was a good pitch.
Oh man,
I don't know.
I thought he was going to swing at that one. That was one of those pitches that's hard to lay off of.
And I don't know if that went in front of the plate or what, but that was, from where I'm standing, that was a good online level strike of a pitch. So I'm not sure what that was, but according to the umpire, it was a ball. And that's what we go by here on NETsn. And that was going to be a little inside for ball 2.
No, we got that So Dope podcast. That's Corey. What's up? What's up, Corey?
Uh-oh.
I got my coach's hat on just for you tonight, Corey.
Yeah, had his keys to the game and everything.
Yeah.
And a good hit. And Vega dives and chunks it over. Mendez reaches down and digs it out. And guess what? That's out number 3. And
play.
that will end the inning.
That's how you help yourself out.
Woo! Goodness gracious, man. And I think watching Mendez with that one, I think he was surprised he caught that ball. Yeah, but he popped up quickly, threw it over to his first baseman, Mendez, and Mendez dug that ball out and stuck with it and got that 3rd out. Great job by Mendez and the Bulldogs. So, hey, we're through 3 here. Quickly, still tied at 1. So we got ourselves a ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Tell your friends about this game.
Right. Call everybody. Hey, we got ourselves something going good here in Lindale. We'll be right back for this game. Brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics. Don't go away on NETsn.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
And we're back. What's going on in our chat room and chat box there over there, Brett?
We got James says blue is killing me. He's killing us too. He's tight. He's tight tonight.
Yeah, same, James, same.
And Corey says looking good and sounding good, fellas. We appreciate it, Corey.
You know, I just, you know, Corey, I do that for you. It's the quiet storm, my man. It's the quiet storm. All right, Malcolm Pasama is going to start things off for the Bulldogs. And we're still tied up here. Oh, I need to change things out. I apologize. I was too busy talking there instead of getting things going. We're in the 4th inning. Just kind of watching, and we'll get things going and changing here. Top of the 4th, Pasama up to bat, and he'll hit that back up to LeGros. And LeGros will just take a little jog over and toss it to Wagner for out number 1. So Pasama swung hard and puts a little dinger straight back to the pitcher. So not much on that one. And next up will be Ethan Mendez.
Corey said calm and steady, LOL.
Yes, sir. I just take after you. All right, here's the pitch from LeGros, and he'll swing at the first one. A little bit behind on that one, knocks it foul.
It's a nice rip, just couldn't get it in play there.
Well, he's just a little bit behind on it. He couldn't
get it down that line there. There's an open field. He's got some space over there.
It looks like his timing was a little off. He's trying to get there. And that one's going to be outside for a ball. Excuse me. So 1-1 the count.
Well, the reason that James knows that blue is tight is because he can see that nice camera.
He's got a better angle than we do. Yeah. On this one. That's a same pitch there, what looks to be on the outside corner, but it's called ball by the umpire. So 2-1 now the count. And still a good crowd. I think we've had more people come in over the last inning or so. Swing and a miss for strike 2 for Mendez.
The nice stands behind us, pretty packed. You got the people over.
It's covered stands. You don't see that very often in high school.
It's nice. It'd be a nice playoff
venue. Yeah. And the softball field's the same way. Good, nice curveball right over the plate by LeGros, and that'll ring him up for out number 2.
You know it was a good pitch if the umpire's calling you out strike 3.
Yeah. And that was just, I mean, right in the breadbasket, just put it right there. So that'll bring up Mr. Riley Underwood. And he'll step in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So LeGros getting into the rhythm. We've been talking about Vega, but let's not forget what LeGros done. I mean, he's done the same thing that Vega has. He had a little struggle in the first. And he's come back over the last few innings and just pitched a heck of a ball game and just not letting. I mean, he's really got 3 up, 3 down the last few times.
The only time they got somebody close was when Griffin was thrown out at second.
Yeah, I mean, Griffin had that rip down the left field line, but then he went on to second and got thrown out. So, yeah, I mean, again, we've been talking about Vega, but LeGros is just, and he's got that nice curveball that just pops right over.
Ooh.
That's going to be a little early on the swing there, and foul ball to the left for strike number 2.
That off speed got Underwood there. Kind of jammed him up. He wasn't expecting it. It's way ahead.
So LeGros checks in and brings the pitch, and that's going to be fouled back.
Man, look, see, that's that spring loaded. That is.
Yeah, they got a little cushion on that.
I think a catcher designed this field, Keith.
I think so.
Like, hey,
or
we're not gonna have
the coach did it with his catcher in mind to make sure that no runs come when a pass ball like that, so it pops right back to the catcher.
That's true.
Here's the pitch from LeGros. That's going to be high.
James said he wanted to call a ball on that strikeout a while ago.
Oh, yeah. He was disappointed in himself that he didn't do it.
Yeah.
So he'll make up for it later on, I'm sure, James.
There we go.
So the count runs even at 2 as Underwood waits on the pitch, and that's going to be outside off the glove of Keith.
Now, I could do it that if a pitch like that could hit the backstop and go straight down toward the dugout. Now,
and it has happened. I have seen it happen in this field and over in the softball field.
So that would be a disadvantage.
Yes, because it hits that little corner and it pops straight down, and I have seen that happen a few times here in this field and at others that are like this field as far as the way that these are done. Here's a pitch, and that's going to be inside, and he fouled back, so
stays alive.
He stays alive. We got a little battle brewing. And Underwood doesn't really want to go sit down yet. But LeGros might have different things planned for him. So we'll see on this pitch. See if he brings that curveball. And he does. It wasn't a curveball, but there was a little English on it because it kind of moved in and out. So with that, it's a strikeout. And the side is retired. And we're done with the top of the 4th. We're through 3.5. here in Lindale. The score is still 1-1. So we'll see what Lindale has to do here in the bottom of the 4th. You're watching NETsn. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're back. Your score here in Lindale, 1-1 still. We got a great game going here in the bottom of the 4th. Bret, what do you think? It's your first time with me here. What do you think about how it's going so far?
Oh, it's going good. I'm enjoying it. Baseball's not my #1 sport. I mean, I like baseball. It's a lot of fun. That's why I leave it to professionals, as you call it. But we're kind of prepping for playoff action.
Oh, yeah.
We'll kind of join you during the playoffs and kind of give an extra entertainment value to
there
our
you
broadcast.
Go. Right.
That's what we kind of bank our broadcast on. We're always going to be entertaining and kind of make the fans enjoy it.
And it is kind of nice to have somebody next to me when I'm used to just doing it kind of by myself. A good hit by Curbo and a dive by Pasama, but no, it goes past his glove into right field.
Oh, there's another thing we talked about, Keith. Pasama not used to playing second base.
That is not his position.
There.
And he has actually been all over the place tonight. But that one goes out in the outfield, and Lawson was backing him up pretty well. But Jake Curbo, gets it on a base hit and gets on first base. So Ty McCoy now in the batter's box.
Did you say the real McCoy?
The real McCoy, yeah. Ty McCoy takes that one, almost hit him in the head, but he gets ball 1. So the Eagles in there early. And this is a far cry for the 14-0 win a few days ago, as Curbo takes it and it bounces in front, not in time, as Curbo steals second and is now in scoring position. But as I was saying, Bret, this is not the game that I was really expecting. The reason I wasn't expecting is the 14-0 loss or win, excuse me, that Lindale had a few days ago.
Well, Chapel Hill has definitely made some adjustments and is playing a lot better tonight. That's the thing, in baseball, you can have a real hot bat. Maybe you got a good start. Pitchers have struggles. You wipe that slate clean the next day or next game, and be a whole new game.
And they've had a couple, they have a couple of days to recuperate and get their mindset, and that's the ball 4. And
it's not like the other sports either, Keith. Like, you have football, which takes a team. You have a lot of different players.
Right.
Baseball, a pitcher can honestly make or break you.
Right.
I mean, if you have a pitcher that's having a great night and just unhittable.
Oh yeah.
Or you're having a bad night, can't throw a strike, it can be the other way around. So it's a little different in some of the other sports that we do.
It truly is. And
softball, honestly, is even more because you can have one pitcher pitch the whole season.
Right. And a lot of teams just have that one pitcher. Luke Wagner steps into the batter's box for the Eagles with 2 on. He squares around for a bunt, but pulls back, but not in time, says the umpire, and he gets a strike. So 2 on, nobody out for the Eagles.
And if you're Vega, you want to get this out because you've got the top of the lineup coming
You sure do.
up.
You have Ryan Betts next on deck for the Eagles. And if you remember correctly, this is where we were 2 innings ago, where you had runners on first and second, Wagner up, he got walked, and you had bases loaded. Actually, I think it was a hit by pitch, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. But yeah, but either way, it loaded the bases.
And now Vega's got ahead here.
Yeah.
He's got some pitches to play with. We'll see what he throws here. I expect to have some pitch with some movement or an off-speed pitch to kind of throw Luke Wagner off here.
But he's got to be careful, because if he throws something that's too wild and that's a passed ball, you got 2 runners that are now going to be pushed up a bag to scoring position.
Ooh.
So that, to me, was a good pitch. But the umpire says, nope, a little high and outside, so that's going to be ball 1.
It made him think about swinging.
And it was a great pitch, and actually, he wanted him to chase. He wanted Wagner to get out there and chase that ball. So it was a great pitch and a good mind game, and that's what this is on right now between the pitcher and the batter.
So Square is now he's going to be an umpire. He's going to start calling the games.
Who is?
James Square.
Oh, okay, good.
Corey said he needs to have him call the games.
That's going to be high and back and out of play behind, and the count still remains 1-2.
That's a tough job. I wouldn't want to umpire, man.
Well, I umpired Little League, and I would not wish that for anybody.
That's the worst. Little League's the worst. Honestly, you're sitting duck. You can't run away like a basketball and football. You can run away on the play. This guy's sitting right here. And
right.
He makes a call. People don't agree with it, man. He's just like a sitting duck.
Yeah, and it is a tough, in this league as well. And you're right, Little League is not. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. And I did it for about 4 or 5 years when I was younger. There's a swing and a miss.
Nice pitch.
And a strikeout. Woo. And Vega makes a good little comeback there. And now back at the top of the lineup for the Eagles, Ryan Betts steps in.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all like this live stream and also subscribe to our channel here. Keep those up so you'll know when we're going live.
And we got a lot more coming up. I mean, even though the season's coming to an end, the playoffs are not. And we're going to have this type of stuff going on with the playoffs as well. And that was in there for a ball as Betts
we've got
gets ahead in the count early.
2 crews at baseball. Keith out pretty much almost every night, seems like.
Yeah, this week, yeah.
And then Kyle and Jeremy called a game tonight. They've got some more coming up, so we got lots of action here on NETsn.
Here's the pitch from Vega. They got a runner going as Curbo and McCoy both go on a pass ball. I think Ray just lost.
The ball was
sight. Yeah.
It was too close to him.
And it hit underneath him, and you can't really know where it goes, and he lost sight. And so both runners advance. And if you want to watch more baseball action this weekend, I will be on tomorrow at noon. I'll be in Brownsboro as the Brownsboro Bears host
that should be a good one.
the Brook Hill
both
Guard.
Teams have been real solid.
Yes, both of those are really great teams. It's going to be a fun game to broadcast and a fun game to watch. So if you want to continue watching some great baseball, that's where I'll be tomorrow. And game time is at noon tomorrow. And I won't have Bret with me, but I'll still try to make it as fun as I can by myself.
I'll try to. Well, yeah, I might be able to watch. I got 2 soccer games tomorrow. I got maybe that'll be in between my game. I can get on and say hi.
Say hi, yeah. You can chat. Maybe James will be able to watch tomorrow. That's going to be a ball 4 and a walk and load the bases. But I will say this about the bases loaded. Vega is not a stranger to that. But we got a little visitation going on out at the mound as the Bulldogs coach is going to take
team meeting.
A little team meeting out there. So, yeah, we're going to take a short little break while they're talking about it. And don't forget, we're brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas for proven, trusted medical care. You have a choice. Demand Azalea.
And we're back. The powwow is just about over.
Umpire said that's enough.
Yeah, umpire goes out there and talks to him, but I think they were about done. That's the initial go out there, pat the pitcher on the behind and say, hey, you're okay, you're doing good, settle down, breathe. It's 1-1. You've done this before. You pitched out of this.
Take care of the batter.
Yeah, you pitched out of this 2 innings ago, and now you're fine. You can get out of this again. It's not that big of a deal. And a high for ball.
Yeah, when the catcher has to stand up, that's usually not a good sign.
No, and usually a ball. But it's good that he stood up because the ball doesn't go past him and we don't get a run or a play at the plate.
Yeah, it's a good job by the catcher there. Ooh.
Swing and a miss with a good swing there.
Yeah, Keith took a big cut on that one.
And Miles Keith trying to, I think he was swinging for the fences. It's only 1 out, and the sacrifice fly here would be the way to go, and I would say swing away, and he's going to hit down the left field line. So now you got to be careful, and because I believe that was the order or the play from the coach is the swing away, which gives you the sacrifice fly and a go-ahead run. However, now you're down in the count, and you don't want to strike out and make it 2 outs.
This will be a big strikeout if you're Vega here.
Right. So now you got to be smart and play in smart baseball and work the count back up to a full count.
It's a little bit low there on that one.
Right. Low and outside for ball 2.
Good pitch for Vega, though. It was tempting for Keith. He just was able to lay off of it.
2-2 the count. And we'll see what Vega brings. And that's going to be high and outside. And he did what he's supposed to do, brings the count full. 3-2.
Ooh. This is a big pitch right here.
So the catcher's going to step out and survey, kind of talk to his infielders.
He's got to worry about getting it out right here. They give up a run, that's okay.
It's a force at any bag.
Ooh,
and a swing.
Ooh, outside corner for Vega. I think that probably would have been ball 4.
That would have been ball 4. That was actually high and in the other side, in the left-hander's batter's box. And so with that, it's 2 outs.
Man,
bases loaded.
If Chapel Hill gets out of this one 2 innings in a row, that would be huge for them.
And Jake Powell.
Lindale and you're Hudson LeGros, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
It's like, guys, give me some runs.
Right. What's going on? You know, I've done 3 up, 3 down with these guys the last 3 innings. What are you doing for me? Here's the pitch, and that was a good one. Now, if you watched, Logan Ray did a good job of trying to grab it and frame that pitch back over the plate.
Yeah.
He tried to do it quick. The umpire watched him, so it didn't work for him. So that was a ball.
Oh,
that, however, was not.
That was a nice pitch.
That was a straight-up strike.
What he did was he just moved it about 3 or 4 inches back to the plate.
Yeah, back to the plate. And so now it's 1-1 the count with bases loaded and 2 outs. And it's going to be high. And Powell gets ahead. And I apologize, it's going to be...
Is that 3-1?
I believe it's 2-1.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, I think it's 2-1. I think, the scoreboard's correct now.
Let him get it fixed there. Okay.
Yeah, I think they were.
Yeah, our scoreboard's correct. Good job.
Yes, thank you. I don't have one of those clicker things.
You've done this before.
I know, a couple of times, once or twice. So here comes the pitch for Vega, and that's a good hit. It's going to go to Griffin, and underneath, and Griffin misses that one. 2 runs come in for the Eagles.
And man, that hurts.
That's going to be an E6. That's going to bring 2 runs in and have the Eagles lead 3-1. So that one's going to hurt.
Yeah.
And then you can already see visibly that Vega is frustrated.
He is frustrated. And it's baseball, it happens. You know, I don't know how many games Chapel Hill's used to playing on turf.
Right.
I don't know if that makes any difference here, but it is different than fielding it off the ground. Just the way it rolls and bounces, I'm sure. So it looks like Griffin was expecting it to bounce up a little to him, and it didn't.
And I agree. I think he was just expecting something different to happen, and it just unfortunately went underneath his gloves and between his legs and cost 2 runs to come in. Now we got runners at the corners, 2 outs, and Caden Fleming in, and the runner goes, and
wow,
they catch him in a rundown. We have a rundown and a throw home, and it's going to be off kilter and off center there, and a run makes it as Ryan Betts. And that was a design to catch the runner from coming home. That was a design throw to second for Pasama to come in.
I think Pasama should have just taken the out there. I think instead of trying to, because he was running towards first. That's
well, he was. And that,
a tough throw, trying to run that way and then throw it back to the catcher. I know what he was trying to do.
Right.
But he could have gotten the out right here. Even if you give up 1 run, you get out of the inning at this point. Now you give up the run.
And if he'd have tagged him before the run got there, the run wouldn't have counted.
Correct.
So it wouldn't have mattered.
Correct. It was close. It would have been close. But I still think the out's more important here.
So a good hit down and over the glove of Underwood, and the runner from second comes in.
And he's out at second.
But the runner, Fleming, gets out at second, but the run does come in, and it should count. I'm waiting on the official score on that. In my understanding, the run was in before
I believe it
the
was.
runner was called out.
Because it wasn't a forced play there, it was a tag out, so it depends on if the runner touched home first. I believe he did.
Yes.
They still haven't added it to the board yet.
They have not.
So we'll
and
see.
so I'm waiting.
I guess maybe when we come back, we'll just see if
Yeah,
they've
so
added
we're
that
going to go. We're done with 4. We're going to head on to the 5th inning. So as of right now, the score is 4-1. Lindale leads, but I believe, they're going to add it. So it's going to be 5-1. I apologize. The umpire is now telling them to make the change. So we're at 5-1 here going into the top of the 5th. Hey guys, thanks for watching. It's been kind of confusing. I apologize. We'll be right back here at Lindale. You're watching NETsn. So Jackson Cummings is going to lead things off for the Bulldogs. And that's going to be low for a ball.
This is an important inning for Chapel Hill. They need to rebound and maybe not try to catch up all the runs, but maybe try to get a chip into it a little bit here in this inning.
Well, and they need to get that going in between. They need to reduce that lead that the Eagles got in that last inning. And they did get 4 runs. That last one did count because the tag was not made at second before the score or the runner passed over the home plate. So the umpire kind of told the scorekeeper to change it on the board. There's the hit, but it's going to go foul.
Yeah, it's going to be
so 1 and 2 is the count.
Yeah.
And LeGros is waiting on it. From the stretch, he's ready to go. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a high fly ball. And Keith, also Powell, it looks like Powell's going to call the catcher off, Miles Keith, and he makes the catch for out number 1. And it looked like Miles Keith and Jake Powell were trying to figure out who was going to get there first, and Powell called him off for the out.
Usually, if you're the player not in catcher gear,
right,
you're probably going to want to try to get that one first. Because I've never been a catcher, but I would feel like it'd be harder to get over there and move.
Yes.
As a catcher.
Agreed. Connor Griffin is going to step in. If you remember the last time Connor was up, he hit a fantastic hit down the third base line. And then
he needs one for confidence building.
Yeah, he needs to get back in. He's a good baseball player. But he went on to second and was tagged out. going to second.
And also had that rough fielding play here in the other half of the inning, or the previous inning, I say. So this will be good for his confidence here to get a hit here, get somebody on base.
And that's going to be fouled back.
Nice cut, though. Heads up, somebody.
So the count, I believe, is 2-1.
That's the one thing about this park, Keith. You don't have the headache. You don't have to say headache because,
yeah.
you know.
Well, yeah, you're covered
here.
We aren't.
Except for us.
If it goes straight over the net, we're kind of in trouble. That's going to be fouled off. Out of play. And 2 strikes. So 2-2 the count. I was right on the count, by the way.
Yeah, you're on top of it. We were just waiting on the run.
The scoreboard is wrong, but I was right.
We had the scoreboard correct before they did.
So LeGros looks in from the stretch. Oh, over the head.
That was coming right at me. I knew that wasn't going to be a strike.
I think I was telling you earlier. I was at the softball game the other night, doing here in Lindale actually, and one of the girls hit, and it went straight back at me. I ducked. I'm not going to lie. I have a net here, but I ducked.
It's like you don't trust it. It's going to go through there.
I mean,
look, it's spraying right there.
I know.
My luck, it would hit me right in the head.
Here's the pitch, and a good hit straight up the middle. But Fleming is there, but it bounces off his glove, and there's no play. So that's going to be actually a base hit by Griffin.
That's a tough play.
That is officially going to be a base hit. If you're a scorekeeper, that's a base hit.
That's a MLB play.
Yeah.
we're not quite there at this point, so good job for Griffin.
Oh, yeah, good base hit and good confidence builder for him. So Mason Beck, the designated hitter, is going to step in and try to get things going and try to reduce that lead that the Eagles have. LeGros pitches that one, but that's about face high for a ball. Griffin, a little bit of a lead over there at first, and LeGros takes a look at him and brings the pitch home. That one's going to be down the middle for strike one.
Yeah, LeGros is pretty much settled in now, Keith. We talked about that first inning being a little nervous, and not anymore.
No, he is, and he's really, you don't see much action from him. There's a throw over to first, and Griffin gets back in time. But as I was saying, LeGros is just, he's cool. I mean, he really, if you look at him, he's
calm and collected.
Yeah, he doesn't have much mannerisms. You don't see the fluster. You don't see the wave. He just, all right, it is what it is type of situation. Throws it back over to first. Griffin is in time. Wagner kind of leaves the glove on him to make sure he stays on that base. But LeGros is just pretty tall pitcher, so he's got a good pitch to him, and that's going to be inside, kind of high for another ball. So you know he's got a good push off from that back leg to get good strength on that pitch. 2-1 the count, 1 out, 1 on for the Bulldogs. As Mason Beck hits that one foul, and Wagner thinks he can go make it, but it hits the top of the dugout of the Bulldogs and out of play. And that will even the count.
I want to reiterate, too, Keith, that make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. We're going to have lots of content. It'll help you out. It'll notify you when we go live. You can go back and watch all our content that we have. We have if you're Lindale fans, we've got a couple Lindale basketball games on the archive, a Lindale baseball game. We've got more baseball games coming up. Chapel Hill as well. We've got some Chapel Hill content as well on there. So both teams is represented on our network. So make sure you go back and subscribe and like the videos. That really helps us out. So we're providing this for free. Sponsored by Azalea Orthopedics tonight. We appreciate those guys at Azalea.
Oh, yeah.
Really good to us, and we appreciate them. So.
And even if we don't, like James who's watching, which we appreciate that. That's a great pitch. That's going to strike out. I'll get back to what I was saying just a minute ago, but a good pitch. That's actually about a little under the numbers.
I thought it was a little high
for a strike.
He was calling tonight.
For the way he's been calling, I think it was. And he may be expanding as the game goes.
See, I don't like that.
I know,
be consistent.
But a lot of umpires do. As the game goes, a lot of umpires loosen their strike zone a little bit. if it's not going as fast as they want it to
Yeah.
go. But as I was saying, if you just like sports, we have that for you. We have all different kinds of teams. We're not dedicated to just one. So we don't want you to think that we are sponsored. This one, that one, this one.
We've got lots of different teams. We're East Texas here.
Yes. So we want, like Bret said earlier, we got 2 teams at other places, and so we want to make sure everybody's covered as best we can. That one was in there for a strike, as Logan Ray is in there. So 2 down, 1 on, as Griffin is still over at first. And that one is on the outside corner, but it is a ball, according to the umpire. So now 1-1 the count to Ray.
Ray looking to get something going here.
How's our chat looking over there? We got anybody that's saying where they are? How far away are we looking? James, have you said where you're watching from?
James, he's getting tossed in the 9th Blues, killing him.
Here's a pitch. Good.
Oh, that's a strike.
Oh, man, he pulled the string on that one, and it pulled right across the plate for a strike, too. Wow. And that one was pretty. I am actually, from my angle right here, I'm right in the right-hander, looking right through the right-hander batter's box, and that one pitch was coming straight at me, and then all of a sudden it just moved right over the plate. So it was a beautiful pitch. LeGros steps off the mound and makes Griffin dive back at first. Man, that was a beautiful pitch. How was it on your? I bet that looked great on that camera angle.
It looked real good. It looked real good.
LeGros steps off the mound again as he steps back to gather his composure.
And if you're a Chapel Hill or Lindale fan, you want to scout Brownsboro. He said you'll be at Brownsboro tomorrow.
So I'll be at
Check out their district foe, Brownsboro.
Swing, and that's going to bounce backwards. I think it hit the catcher.
Because I believe in district standings, we got it's Lindale, Van, and Brownsboro kind of separate themselves, and you got Chapel Hill and Athens kind of fighting for that 4th spot to get into the playoffs. So, especially for Chapel Hill right now, they split with Athens. Still in a game here at Lindale would be huge.
And it is huge. Right now, you have Brownsboro and Lindale tied for second at 4-1. And Van is 5-0. That's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. And that one will end the top of the 5th. But as I was saying, and as you were saying, it is a fight. So you got Van leading the district, and then you got Brownsboro and Lindale tied at second, and then you got Chapel Hill and Athens both fighting for that 4th spot. So yes, this game has big implications for both of these teams. So they need to be stepping up, and even Brownsboro.
And we'll have basically the playoff big games all in NETsn pretty much. We'll have Brownsboro and Van, one of those matchups, and we have both Lindale and Van matchups. So this district will be decided on NETsn. So I mean, if you love this district and you're a fan of this district or have a team in this district, this is where you want to be, right here at NETsn.
Very much so, and we have a lot coming up. We have the Lindale and Van series coming up in a couple of weeks on the 25th and the 28th. So you don't want to miss that coming up in a couple of weeks when they finish out the season. I believe that's the last 2 games of the season.
That could be for the district championship.
And that could be that.
Because Lindale gets a sweep there and it stays like it is,
right?
Then they would win district. So I mean, and of course it's the Lindale-Van rivalry too. I mean, they don't like each other. I mean, it's like the I-20 rivalry right down the road.
So I mean,
and we know that Lindale, that Van coach, you know him as old Chapel Hill coach. Has gone over there. Coach Halton's done a great job with Van his first year leading the district, and so that's going to be 2 great games.
Well, and then next weekend,
I'm jealous. You're going to get to call those.
I know, and then next weekend I'll be in Van for the Brownsboro Van game. So that'll be one that we'll get to do. And so I got that one next Friday, and then that next week I got the Lindale Van
and all those
series.
Games are sponsored by who?
Azalea Orthopedics.
Man.
Yeah. Then you can find that right here on NETsn.
Yeah.
So
Azalea, man, they
why would you not want to like and subscribe?
I don't see why.
You got Azalea Orthopedics sponsoring. Great place. You got sports.
You got a great commentator calling these games.
I know.
I mean,
I have a great voice. I mean, at least Corey tells me I have a great voice. I don't know.
What did he say? You have a radio voice?
A radio, yeah. I don't know if he said it was velvety. I may be throwing that out there, but he'll have to tell you. But yeah. But I think we're about to get things going here.
I tried to get Corey to come out to a baseball game.
He won't do it. It's not basketball. He does. You know, he knows baseball.
See, I'm a multi-tooled player.
You're multifaceted.
I'll just come out whenever. You know, I do football, basketball, baseball.
Corey's scared. That's all there is. He's just scared. Let's see what he says on there. Be scared. Carson Plunkett, the designated hitter, is going to start things off. And he's going to start it off by hitting it right up the middle. Pasama throws it over, and that's going to be out number 1.
Man, nice job by Pasama to stay with off the deflection.
And so a great hit, but good fielding. It hit the pitcher, hit Vega, kind of knocked off his shoes there.
Thankfully, he didn't hurt himself.
And good job to keep his feet.
A Kurt Schilling would get a bleeding ankle and have to keep pitching, you know.
Right.
The bloody sock thing.
Oh, I do remember that. That's going to be outside for a ball. It's Caleb Hart.
Do they have that sock in like frame somewhere or something?
I'm sure they probably have it in the Hall of Fame somewhere. They always put everything in the Hall of Fame. A solid hit straight into center field. And Jackson Cummings, I think he misjudged that. He took about 3 steps in front of it or forward, then had to take about 5 steps back.
The wind's kind of swirled. It's been going different directions. It's back going right to left now, but it was going in for a little bit.
Right. So 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 5th, and Jake Kerbo, who has really been kind of a bane of an existence for the Bulldogs here, is up. That's in there. Kind of low. See, I told you, he's opening that thing up.
Yeah,
and
I thought that was definitely low inside.
What do you think, James? Tell me what you think on that one, because that one was a little low. That was a swing and a miss on a good curveball.
So two strikes here for Vega. He looks to end the inning right here, and that would be big for the Bulldogs to get out of this inning and not have lost any ground here. Still be a 4-run game.
And here's a pitch by Vega. Good little movement on that one, but is a little low. And while you're watching, again, like and subscribe, but chat with us too. Let us know.
We got Corey and James.
What your thoughts?
We got this. We know we have some other viewers out there.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of viewers, I believe. So yeah.
Let us know where you're watching the game from today.
And what you think about how the game's going. We'd love to get your opinions.
And what team you're rooting for too.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're just neutral like James. You love baseball.
And you just love sports. Yeah. So 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And Kerbo kind of comes around. Pasama gets it over to Mendez in time. And that's going to be a quick 3 up, 3 down, go the Eagles type of inning. And, Bret, we're through 5 innings already. We got 2 left.
Well, it's been 5 good ones so far.
It has.
Still in this game.
But the Bulldogs are very much in this game. It's down 5-1. You're watching NETsn. We'll be right back. And we're back. Austin Vega is batting, leading things off here. And straight back.
Well, I'm in the game now.
You all right? You okay?
I'm in the game. Hold on.
Are you awake?
I'm in the game.
That one came straight
back. Just got to talk to Hudson LeGros's dad.
Oh, yeah?
He's got family watching in Delaware, he said.
Delaware. That might beat it. That might win.
That's like almost out of the U.S., I think.
Yeah. Wow, that's north, right?
Yeah, he came up and thanked us
Up
for
there?
the game. I told him that we'd have the games in the end of the season. So.
Well, that's great.
I love that. This is what we're here for. This is for the kids and for those families that.
And that's why we do it. We do it for the kids. We do it because we have fun too. But we do it for the kids. We have a blast.
Yeah.
2-1 the count to Vega after he tried to hit us with that first foul ball.
Yeah. I'm about to ask about that next week.
We're going to talk to him. Here's the pitch. And LeGros gets that outside corner for a strike. And once again.
I can see that outside corner right there.
Yeah.
That was a perfect pick. If you could put a pitch somewhere.
That's where it needs to go.
There.
Yeah. And like we've said from the beginning, LeGros is just doing it, and we got a call time.
And he's a sophomore, Keith.
Do what?
He's a sophomore.
He's just a sophomore?
Yeah.
I did not know that, and that is.
That's dad for me.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
That is dangerous.
Evidently, he said he was nervous because if Lindale wins this game, they clinch the playoff spot.
Yes, and that's a hit by Vega. It's going to go to Betts, and Betts shoots it over to Wagner for out number 1. So, yes, if tonight's win is a big win for the Eagles, they do clinch a spot in the playoffs.
Not that I think they're really worried about that at this point. I mean, it's a three-way race. I mean, I don't think that, but still, you want to go ahead and get that secured. That way you've locked that up.
Right. So it looks like Chandler Lawson is going to step in here in the top of the 6th, and this game has actually been played pretty briskly. That's a good pitch, a little curveball.
Both pitchers have just stepped up and pitched. We haven't had a lot of throws back and forth from first base that much.
And we've actually had good hit. I mean, the batter, I love it because they're swinging the bats. It's not just to watch and see. There's not a lot of walks.
Not a lot.
And Lawson.
And not a lot of strikeouts either because the umpire's been so tough.
Right. Lawson swings on that one. He thought he pulled it back in time, but the umpire said he went, and it's a strike.
The hitters because it kind of gives them the freedom to swing a little bit.
Right.
When they're ahead in the count.
And we love it when you have a baseball game where they swing. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. And that puts out number 2 on the books.
Got him there.
Woo-hoo. He kind of, I don't know what he was thinking on that one. Yeah. So Malcolm Pasama, the master of all trades in the outfield. He runs everywhere.
He's a pretty dang good football player, too.
He really is. I think so, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just has a little bit of skills.
Quarterbacks do not like him.
No, they do not. We watched him make many a tackle.
Sacks.
There's a good pitch. This little slider goes right across.
Speaking of that, you're going to get to join me in the booth next season.
Yes, I get to be in the booth with you next.
Full time.
Full time. Every game.
Well, except those that your daughter has.
Well, yes. My daughter takes precedent on those, but that's just 2.
Yeah.
But no, I think we're going to have a good.
Might even get that Vince guy out for some games this year.
If you can talk Vince into do it, I think he could do it. I think he has that ability.
Yeah.
If you can talk him into it, get him on the chat, see if he can get.
Yeah, he's probably not watching.
Nah. That's going to be outside for a ball. I think Pasama wanted that one. He kind of leaned, but held back.
Yeah, I think that was a good no swing there.
LeGros looking to make another strikeout, and that's not going to happen. Pasama hits it over, and Betts on the run throws it over to Wagner, and that's once again 3 up, 3 down for the Bulldogs. So we've gone through 5.5 here in Lindale, and the score, Lindale up 5-1 over the Bulldogs. So guys, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back, and we'll bring you the bottom of the 6th. Don't go anywhere, and hey, like and subscribe, and hit us up on chat. We'll talk back to you. We'll be right back on NETsn. And we're back. You're listening to Keith and Bret here in Lindale, bringing you some good baseball here. It's 5-1 with the Lindale lead, but don't let that fool you. The game is far from over. And Ty McCoy steps into the batter's box as Vega hits the pitch.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And that one,
Oh.
okay. I say it's a strike, but the umpire matters, so that's going to be a ball. And that's in there for strike number 2. And Vega ready to pitch. And a swing and a miss. And that's going to be in there for strike. Good job by Vega. Here's the pitch. That's going to be high and outside. So 2-2 the count. As McCoy looking to get things leading off here. That's going to be bounced outside and runs the count full. And here's the pitch. And ball 4. So McCoy will head on to first as the Eagles get a leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 6th. That'll put Luke Wagner in the batter's box. And Vega looks in, checks up the runner, throws it in. And that's in there for a ball. Bret's off taking care of one of our cameras, so I'm by myself for a minute. McCoy over at first, takes a little bit of a lead. Vega checks him out and brings the pitch. It's going to be a high fly ball. It's going to be backwards out of play. And it's going to be a foul ball for a strike. So 1-1 the count. So here's the pitch from Vega. It's going to be high for a ball. It's a throw over by Ray, but not in time. As McCoy gets back. Vega looks in. He's in the stretch. And here's the pitch. The runner goes, and it's going to be a high fly ball over, and Pasama is underneath it. And McCoy was on that one. He was actually trying to steal second and gets 3/4 of the way there and realizes he needs to turn around and go back. And he gets back there. So out number 1 on the fly ball in the infield. And that'll bring us to the top of the lineup. And number 4, Ryan Betts, will step in with 1 out and 1 on. Good pitch by Vega. Puts it right down the middle for strike number 1. And Vega steps off. Regains his composure. Checks McCoy at first and brings it home. And umpire says that's in there for a strike as Ray throws it over to first. Little offline. So Betts behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. And time is called as Vega takes a little bit too long to decide what he's going to do. And the umpire gets everybody back into position, and Vega's ready to go. Here's the pitch, and a good hit. It's going to go up the middle. Griffin's got it over to, and goodness gracious, it's going to be a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. A great job by Connor Griffin as he tosses it over to Pasama and gets it to Mendez. So a great way to end the 6th inning. So we're on to the 7th as we get through 6th. And we end this one with a 6-4-3 double play. You're watching NETsn here live from Lindale, brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics. We'll be right back with more baseball. And we're back. Bret, you're back.
And I'm back and out of breath.
He had to go take care of one of the cameras. So I was left here, and I'm sure people were like, what happened to the funny guy? And so I was left here to my own devices. See, so for those of you who are just first watching your first time, when Bret left, that's what I do 99.9% of the time when I'm by, because I'm by myself most of the time.
Hey, but this is just a preview for playoffs.
I know. So we want people to know that me and him talking like this. This is playoff action.
I would love to come out here and join you sometimes a little more, but I want to stay married. So
well, yes,
I love my wife, and this is my.
Well, and you have young ones. I have a teenager. I have a 17-year-old, and so I have a little bit more leeway. That one's in there for a strike, as. But Ethan Mendez.
Mine's a trooper. I got my 4.
Oh yeah, he's
been a good helper here.
Well, he realized that you were gone for about 5 seconds. He was a little worried, and then he realized that there was something else to do. So that was a little low for a ball.
He's got his iPad.
Oh yeah, he's good.
He watched the baseball honestly for the first couple innings, and that was about it.
He's like, I'm done. 1-1 the count to Mendez. LaGros still pitching a heck of a ball game.
I couldn't let the fans down. We had that incredible camera.
Oh yeah. 1-2 the count.
We got here so early to set up and make sure everything was good.
Right.
Kind of some extra juice strained out of the battery there. So all 375 feet out there.
Yes.
Times about 2 had to go around. So.
And a great hit by Mendez. It's going to go over the second baseman into right field, and that's a base hit. Excuse me. So the Bulldogs get a base runner early here in the top of the 7th.
It's important to get some runners on and maybe get one in scoring position. At this point in the game, this is it. You're down to the final inning. If they don't score, this game's over. So
the Bulldogs have a little bit to play for here, and trying to get things at least get 4 runs here to give them a chance to keep going. Riley Underwood steps in. LaGros checks over at first and brings the pitch. And that one's going to be hit, but it's going to be foul over to left side for strike 1.
It'd help if I switch the camera back. Sorry, fellas.
I do that all the time, but I'm.
Yeah. I'm still recovering here. That something about that 40. I don't know what it is.
Right. Happens to the best of us. That's a pitch. It's going to hit the ground. It's going to be passed. And it's going to put the base runner.
Well, there's that scoring position runner that
over and scored. Yeah. And it's not only that, it's a courtesy runner. You got a pinch runner. You got Damian Garay now running.
Courtesy runners are usually pretty fast, Keith.
They are. I was never a courtesy runner.
You usually don't have slow ones. Oh. And that's a foul ball. That's a tough break right there for Underwood. Got to get that bat out of the way.
Yeah, you can't.
It almost hit him in the head, and he gets a strike on that one.
And yeah, you gotta drop that bat. You can't. Yeah, that's a tough one to take. So nobody out, runner on second. Pardon me. And LeGros from the stretch brings it in.
Man, Underwood's really up on that line too in that batter's box. So
And LeGros looks like he's trying to bring that little slider in.
he's trying to bring it inside. It's almost right at Underwood.
But like you said, swing and a miss. And that's a strikeout.
Man, that's a heater right there.
And that's out number one.
One thing we need a radar gun so you can see the pitch speed of some.
I'm going to let you get that one. My wife probably won't let me
yeah, we'll see about that.
get anything else.
Maybe next season. Something to add to the, to the broadcast.
It is our first season, so,
Hey, we're looking for sponsors, too, out there.
Oh, yeah,
if you're
definitely.
interested in sponsoring our telecast, let us know.
Jackson Cummings now up to bat. And that's what he was trying to do. Good pitch. Got a little English on it, moved over the plate.
If you're interested, NETsn.live is our website. There's a place for sponsors to fill out information if you're interested.
And that's a high fly ball as Betts gets called off by Caleb Hart, the right fielder. And so the Bulldogs are potentially down to their final out of the ball game.
And it's Connor Griffin.
And Connor Griffin is up to bat.
A good redemption story right here if he's able to extend the game.
Right, and you're going to, if you want someone to come up to bat to extend the game, it's Connor Griffin. With a runner on second. And LeGros is forcing Garay over to second base. So here we go, and here's the pitch. And a nice little cut ball over the plate for a strike.
It seems like LeGros could just pitch all night. He's just not getting the groove.
And it looks like he's just getting better as the night goes on. And that's going to be fouled off just a bit ahead of that as Griffin trying to get the timing going.
So we're down to the final strike here.
We're down to the final strike.
Griffin's got to stay in that bat. If he gets caught on one, he's just got to get a piece of it.
Got to get that timing. And here it comes. That's going to be outside for a ball.
That's a tough one to take, too.
And I wasn't quite sure what that up was going to call on that one.
Yeah.
The way it's been, I really wasn't sure. So here we go. It's a big pitch. Here it is. And that's going to be an outside, and I think that
Miles Keith tried to sell it really hard. He was going to the dugout.
That was great. I think Miles Keith took off and played it off really well as he was just getting into position to throw. And that one's fouled back as Griffin says, "I am not going away just yet. We are not done with this game."
Good job of staying in it. Like I said, you just gotta get a piece. If you can't get the hit or in play, just get a piece of it.
Yeah, and it ain't over till it's over, as they say. I don't know who they are, but and he fouls that one back as well.
You get to a point where you foul off enough, do you frustrate LeGros a little bit maybe? He's like, man, I've got this guy. Maybe he messes up and throws a couple of balls and you get on base.
And 2 or 3 things can happen on this one. He's going to make him
inside.
And that was a strikeout.
Oh, they called it strike 3.
And I called that one strike 3, and I'm not so sure about that, but that one ends the ball game.
I think the umpire was ready to go home, Keith.
I think he was. He wasn't as convincing with the strikeout call as that one. But you know what? It doesn't matter. We're not the ones who make the call.
Yeah.
So that's the ball game. Your final score is Lindale 5, Chapel Hill 1. And with that win, Lindale clinches a playoff spot in the next, after the next few weeks when the regular season's over.
Chapel Hill's just trying to grab some wins on the way home.
And
try to get that fourth spot, them in Athens.
And they're going to work hard at it. They played well tonight. Let's not take away from the effort that was put in by these guys tonight.
Yeah.
They did a great job. They just and really it was just one bad inning. If you want to, and it wasn't even a bad inning. It was just they had 4 runs. The Eagles had the 4 runs in that one inning. I believe it was the 4th inning. And the rest of the time, Vega pitched well, and they did a good job. It just the bats weren't there, and that just one half inning.
One play, Keith, was the
yes.
big play, and I don't want to put all the blame on Connor.
No.
But he makes that stop there.
Right.
And this game is probably still tied.
Yeah, I mean, and look at
it was 1-1 at that point. He gets the out there, forced out at second.
Yep.
We're going the next inning at 1-1.
I mean, look at the inning where Vega pitched out of bases loaded. I mean, so there are points that as a coach you pull off of and you say, hey, look what we did. This is the positives, and you take the positives.
I talked to some of the parents earlier before the game from Chapel Hill, and that's been their MO all season. They've been competitive in some of these games to get some really good teams. They just haven't been able to seal the deal. They've lost, 1-run games, 2-run games,
right?
Games that, like this one, that was a winnable game.
Yeah.
And they haven't been able to close the deal. So you take a good and bad of that. The bad thing is that you're fighting for a spot. If they can get in the playoffs and they can turn one of those games around,
right? And
they get the right matchup, you never know.
And I look at it as you come off of getting 10-run 3 days ago to losing just by 4, and not only that, you led off in the early, and you were just 1-1 so far in the game. So a lot of positives to take away from this. And let's not forget, Lindale played a fantastic game as well. LeGros pitched one heck of a game.
Was the MVP tonight.
I mean, in my opinion, yes. Hudson LeGros played fantastic, solid ball.
His control, minus the 1 inning, was basically flawless.
Yes.
And just Chapel Hill could not get anything going after that first run.
And here come the Little Leaguers. They're rolling down.
Here we go. We got to get them here.
Oh,
we
yeah.
Running the bases here.
I love it.
This is great. Great turnout tonight.
Lindale has a great – I enjoyed coming out here. Lindale has a great atmosphere. They love their baseball team. And look at them. They're telling them to go on home. Come on home, guys. Come on home.
And the nice thing for the parents, it's a turf field. They don't get dirty.
They don't get dirty. But another nice thing is they get tired.
That's true. They go home and sleep when they get home. And it's true. I think I might do some of that.
Yeah.
I got to get up for a soccer game early in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I got to get it home and do this all again tomorrow.
Reset tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Where are you going to be tomorrow?
I will be in Brownsboro for Brownsboro and Brook Hill.
What about Monday?
Monday, I will be – that's a good question.
Quizzing, you see
You're actually right. Monday, I will actually be at Brook Hill for Dallas Christian and Brook Hill game on Monday.
And then maybe Tuesday somewhere too?
Actually.
Or are you going until Friday?
Yeah, I will not. I don't have anything Tuesday. Friday, I have
3 days off. That's a record.
That's a record. But so Monday, I'll be at Brook Hill.
Okay.
Brook Hill's hosting Dallas Christian. Next Friday, I have Brownsboro at Van.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
That's going to be a good one. And then next Saturday, I have Brownsboro at Brook Hill.
So the rematch.
The rematch of tomorrow's game. And then the next week is the biggie. That's the Lindale Van game.
We call it the rivalry.
The rivalry. I can't even say that word. Rivalry. So that's the week I
might have to sneak out for one of those again.
Yeah, and it may be here because
I enjoyed this too much. I might have to sneak out.
Because the first one, the one on the 25th, is actually, from what I have, it's Van and Lindale here, and then on Friday is at Van.
We'll see. We'll see how the schedule
so,
goes.
Yeah.
But I may have to sneak out, back out with you anytime.
So, well, I'll tell you what, guys, we're going to close up here. That's all for us here in Lindale. We want to thank Azalea Orthopedics for sponsoring us. We love those guys over there. And we want to thank you for watching us. For those who chatted with us tonight, we appreciate you. We always want to love on our chat guys and gals that chat with us and everybody that watches tonight. Hey, guys, we're done for tonight. Don't forget, I'll be on tomorrow and on Monday. Have a good Friday night. We'll see you next time on NETsn. Thank you, Bret. Appreciate you.
Yeah. See ya.